Tracy, you can just,
Here you go. Here goes another mic.
you need another mic?
No, I got my mic.
Okay, we don't need another mic.
So we want R.T.L. Williams.
No, Tracy's gonna give y'all some songs and just got some words to them.
You stand for our show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll just put something else in there. Okay, we're listening to T.L. Williams. What's the name of the song right now?
Getting more money
You gonna
than
start
you.
out? You gonna start out?
No, you are. Okay, how much time? Let's go.
You got it.
But you wanna go ahead
We're
and
not
go
missing
on?
the whole song.
We can break,
start
we
now.
can, you wanna come break through?
You want to break?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't wanna listen to the whole song? You just
Well,
start
we're
playing?
supposed to start at 5.
We can go ahead and
Stop it.
start. We can come back to it.
Yeah.
You wanna go in now? Okay, here you go.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the Indy Talk of, we'd like to welcome everyone to the Indy Talk of the Town. My name is Christopher O'Banion, and we have
Damira, aka Brooke. I hope everyone had a great weekend. We had a lot of snow. I'm telling you, I was out in it. It seemed like it was never going to end. I could not believe it. I'm like, where did all this snow come from? Did anybody get stuck in the snow?
Well, I did try to make it to church yesterday. A good place to go.
Okay, so you made it to church?
Well, I got stuck right at 30th and College. Somebody had to push me out at the stoplight, but was able to make it out. Yeah, that snow was incredible, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I couldn't get out of my driveway to make it to church.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty bad. And then my neighbor, she got stuck at someone's house.
Now, I tell you, it was
She had to
pretty
spend the
rough out there.
night.
Well, you know what, Demary, we've got a great show planned. You know, with all this snow, I mean, oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. You know, it feels like we're in Boston, you know, with this cold weather, and, you know, we haven't got 10 feet of snow like they do, but don't you just want to get away?
Yes, I cannot wait for a vacation. I was thinking about that this morning when I was getting dressed, and the first thing I did was call my sister, and I was like, hey, you want to take a family vacation? Like, I'm ready to go. And she's like, when? And I'm like, as soon as possible. Like, I'm ready to pack up and go.
Well, I mean, and that's a good segue, because you know what? We've got a special guest on our show, and his name is Christopher Lingren. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Man, we're doing phenomenal. Christopher just happens to be, what do you do, Chris?
Well, I sell fun and I help people get away from the snow.
Okay, so,
I own a travel company. I'm a franchisee with Cruise Planners, and I help people find amazing adventures and experiences all over the world.
Well, I tell you what, you're right on time, because I'm looking for an affordable, fun family vacation.
you guys take credit cards?
We do.
Oh, okay,
All the
okay.
major cards.
Oh my God, we gotta get started with
Yeah,
this.
I got a credit card already. You give me that deal, you name that price, and
Wow.
I'm ready to swipe.
And I'm ready to help you with that. Absolutely.
Well, with Christopher being our special guest in-house today, I thought it would just be a perfect match that he can just come in and start talking about how he can get away from some of the stress of life. You know, I had a pretty rough week this past week, dealing with a lot of stress, and I was hospitalized, and had a little heart condition, and my valve in my heart closed up, and thought I was checking out, and, you know, thank God I made it up to the hospital in time, but, you know, as you're laying there and you're looking at all these wires in you and breathing oxygen, you hear all these beep, 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 you know, I thought about, I just need to get away. And, you know, I wanted to get out of the hospital, number one, because I was there for a couple of days, but, you know, I started thinking, what would be the perfect thing or the perfect place, or, you know, what could be done to alleviate stress in my life? So I thought about Christopher Lingren, and Chris says, hey, and I saw a picture on Facebook, and I thought he was sending out as kind of like a little hate picture, that he was sitting on the beach in Jamaica, like, hey y'all, I'm having fun. And when I talked to him, he just said, no, that's an old one. I just wanted to let people know that fun is there always. Chris, talk to us about who is Cruise Planners?
All right. Well, Cruise Planners is a company that has been around for about 22 years. They're actually based in Florida. And they are a company that I just am very passionate about. As I said, I'm a franchisee with them. And there are about 900 of us around the country that are out there just to help people put it all together and alleviate their stress in planning their vacations. Because really, when you look at the internet is a great source for so many different things. It's a great resource. but at the same time, it can be daunting. When you go out and you're looking for, say, a vacation with your family,
Yes.
and you want to look at something, when you go in there, suddenly you put in some of the destinations you're looking for, and wow, hundreds, thousands of choices come up. And you can sit there for hours and hours trying to decipher them all and figure it all out for yourself. Why do that?
You know, and I was just about to ask you, Christopher, you know, why would I come to you to book a family vacation when I can just Google, you know, and
That's a
you
very
got
good
great
question.
point.
You know, I'm sitting here and I'm looking, you have some very beautiful hair.
Thank you.
Okay, and I can tell that you know, take care of your body and you do all the different things. Do you go to somebody to do your hair?
Yes, I do, especially, you know, when I'm trying to get color, because I've experimented with color and it's been a nightmare, so that's not my thing. I go to a colorist for
Okay.
that.
Do you go to somebody to do your nails, or do you go
Well,
do
not
those
today,
yourself?
I didn't, I just polished them myself, but I definitely love to go to someone if I'm going, you know, going on a special
Going
occasion.
out on the town,
Yeah,
going on a date, okay,
Yeah.
absolutely.
something like that.
Perfect, so you use a professional for those things.
Yes,
Do you go to the doctor?
yes, I do.
Do you go to the
I
bank?
myself. Oh, definitely,
Okay, if you ever have any legal needs, do you go to an attorney?
yes,
Okay, so you hire professionals to do these things.
I sure do.
Because you don't want to take the time doing them. You don't want to spend your valuable time doing all of the different things that go into it. The same holds true why people use travel professionals.
Okay,
We're here to help you. We're here to do it for you. And the nice thing is, the best part about it is, guess what? You don't pay me to do it.
are you kidding me?
No,
Oh!
I'm not.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
gosh.
Okay, my services are provided to you at no extra charge. Okay?
Okay,
So you call me up or you hit my website, you know, we sit down over lunch and we talk about your family vacation. I'm not charging you a per hour cost like your attorney or your financial advisor or your doctor are.
well, we need to talk.
Okay.
Well, we're talking now, keep
Yeah.
going.
I'm trying to go, so I'm trying to go on a family vacation.
Okay,
And I would like to go around July or August.
okay.
What are some good times to travel?
Well, you know, it really kind of depends on where you want to go and what you're looking for. And
So what if I don't know where I want to go? I just know what I want to do. I want it to be kid friendly.
Okay.
I have 2 children. And,
okay,
you know, I have my husband and my sister. So I want it to be kind of like romantic, like all in one. you
all
know?
in one,
So-
okay. Well, you said a couple of things right there, just telling me what you're looking for, even though you don't know exactly what you want, okay? You told me that you need it to be kid-friendly, you want it to be romantic, you know, spend some time with your husband. Those are some of the things that we start to look at when we sit down with our clients, okay? It's really a relationship that we're building, because when I put together this vacation package for you, I'm really listening and hearing what you want, and then I'm going to take that and do the research and put it all together to put it back in front of you. And then when you are satisfied and happy and thrilled with all of that, you go on your vacation, guess what? You come home and you tell your family and friends what a wonderful time you had, and you know, you're referring them to me, of course, but then when you're ready to go again, guess what? Call me again, because now I already know some of what you want. And so I go back and I look at all of my clients. It's a relationship that I've been building with every single one of them, because they can call me up and they can say, okay, this is what we've done in the past. I already know that because I have it in my database. And I'm looking at all of this stuff, and then I'm taking the information, and I'm always looking out for my clients. And I'm seeing what kinds of things have they done in the past. Well, maybe they want to up it this time with something else, or maybe they want to try a different cruise line or a different resort. So I'm always looking at those kinds of things. I'm also looking at what kind of specials and offers are out there.
Okay, is there anybody else out there that wants to book a cruise or a trip? You know, check out our Facebook page, Indy Talk of the Town. I want to hear from all the listeners out there. Tell me where you would like to go. We're going to have Christopher help us out. He said it's free, y'all. You don't have to pay anything for him to help you plan your next cruise or your next vacation. We're going to talk more after the break. And I just want to hear from you from Facebook. Post your comments if you have any questions to ask Chris. We're going to read off of our Facebook page right after the break. You're listening to Indy Talk of the Town, y'all.
Break.
That was awesome, girl. Look at you. Look at you stepping your game up. I came over here. I was like, hey, you can do this. Man, that was good, man.
Yes,
That was good.
good.
Okay.
Just wait, get out of here. There we go.
Okay, who we rocking to?
He's on the Turks and Caicos.
It's
And
love.
I would love to go there.
Chrisette Michelle,
Oh.
Kim and Chrisette Michelle.
Huh? Wait a minute. Chrisette, Marcel, what?
Kim.
Kim.
Yep, it,
This is Kim right now.
yes.
I just
Yep,
wanna
it's
know
love,
the
that's the name of
vibe.
the song. Yep, it's
Can you
love.
write that? We were listening to Kim.
That's what I'm
This is
talking
love.
about.
See?
Kim, this
This
is
is
love.
my type
Hold on a
of.
second, that's good. And next is coming. How long is this song?
This song is
3 minutes.
4 minutes and 13 seconds.
Okay, fourth, and then, so we'll do another song after, and then what's the next song?
The next song is
Chrisette, Marcel? I mean,
No, you wanna do, we do
Will
Will
Downey,
Downey,
only one.
never find
Okay.
another love.
okay, we'll do that.
Okay, so you just drag that one. Go ahead and drag Will over here.
You want the only one or never find?
When are we gonna get together to present
That's the
that?
only one.
That's what, okay, that's where, you showed me what we need to do to load on the server. So
That's 5 minutes.
Once we get our songs, we can load on the server. If it takes on the server, great. If not, we gotta come back here with Steve and have him upload it into the thing. So there's a process. So we just gotta figure out how to do that. That's what I was hoping to do today, that's why I brought the jump drive and whatever music, for example, do you have things on MP3 or on the disc? Are they on the disc now?
I have it on my phone.
Okay, well, can you get it off your phone onto a computer? Cause you have a
Well, if I
Samsung.
plug my phone up to the computer, it'll go on the computer.
No, what I'm saying is that we have to get the MP3 file, the actual file. So is that Samsung or iPhone?
It's Samsung.
So Samsung, you have a portable disk drive. And then you plug it in, you can put your music on there, copy that, and we can, and send that over.
We email it or?
Well, you can email, well, it's better to put it on the jump drive.
What you want to do is get you a flash drive.
I got one of those.
Okay. Take that flash drive, put it in your computer. Hook
All
up
right, Chris, that was
your
good.
phone to your
What I wanna
computer.
do, I wanna, okay, since.
Whatever
we
music is
typed up
on your
everything,
phone
What I want
is
to
going
find out.
that's what's going to be on the
I want
list.
you to
Take
question
those
her,
songs off
but I
your
want you to
music
come up
list,
with
put them on
kind
your
of like a
flash
solution.
drive.
You know, this is kind of
Switch
like
them
my
over.
process.
They won't be off your phone,
So
but they'll be on
kind
your
of
flash drive.
rotate that
You
into
get that flash, whatever
your
music you
process
have.
and then, so
On
that
that
way the
flash
conversation,
drive,
see, this is y'all, it's not me, it's y'all. So
Or
I'm just gonna sit here and just say, okay,
Sure.
Download it.
so.
Yeah, and then they'll load it on there.
Then that way we can, keep the sound conversation going, but then we're just gonna find out. Anybody, responded on anything?
Chris.
Hey,
Oh, did you send me the picture?
yeah, I sent you a picture, I emailed it a while ago.
We have on, we have a minute,
On this one?
we are under a minute on this song, and the next song is 5 minutes and 16 seconds.
Cool.
Did y'all want it to be that long? There's another one by Will Downey, Never Found Another Love for, that time is 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
All right, let's do that. Well, let's do the next song, but 3 minutes in, we're gonna, tone it down, and then what we're gonna do is come back with the show,
Okay,
okay?
alright, that's fine.
Can I see the picture?
Yeah, can't do this one, cause my hand is all in that one.
Okay, we're gonna talk some Empire.
Oh, we are, yeah.
Housewives?
He's gonna go into his process with you, because we got people on the high right now.
Okay.
So, we're gonna keep working with that.
You said right at 3 minutes?
Yep. Give me 30 seconds before that, and then that way we can just, get prepared.
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna bring you back in, because Brooke, I want you to be excited, I want you to be like, oh, because Chris is gonna take you to another level. Yeah, radio's so staged, and we're recording it.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like-
Okay, we have all that.
3 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm gonna turn the
Okay.
music down.
That's fine. Okay, we'll come on through.
I'll do it.
Did you do any posts? Did you do a post, Brooke?
I'm not, yeah, I did one, but I didn't have that picture.
Chop it up.
Oh, we got y'all. I got 3 of her. We got to get the right one, man. See?
Alright. Yeah.
We are at 3 minutes and 30 seconds right now, so music is going down.
Hey, I'd like to welcome everyone back to Indy Talk of the Town. Boy, I tell you this,
We're not on yet. You say that 3 minutes, 30 seconds, let you know.
okay, so,
So it said 3 minutes, 30 seconds. I was just letting you know I was
Okay.
turning down the music. You said let you know at 3 minutes.
okay, so we got 10 seconds, 15 seconds?
Yeah. Hold on.
Count it.
Right,
Christopher.
With Cruz.
right. Now.
I'd like to welcome everyone back to Indy Talk of the Town. This is Christopher O'Banion, and we've got a great show going on. We've got Damara over here talking with Christopher Lingren, and it looks like she's got her checkbook out and credit card, and she's trying to figure out where she's getting ready to go. We've had some great discussion about getting away just because of the little cold weather. Now they're really excited about trying to get away. Damara, what's going on? You trying to you trying to leave the show? Trying to take a vacation somewhere?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to go somewhere sexy and somewhere that's exotic and also kid friendly.
Okay.
My first cruise. I've never been on a cruise before.
Oh, man, this
You've
is...
never been on a cruise before.
Never.
Chris,
Like I get
How does this work, Chris?
scared.
I mean, what's this process? I mean, how do you make all this stuff happen?
Well, that is a good question, and it really comes down, like I was talking about a little bit before the break, in figuring out what the client wants, what the experience that they're looking for, and what kinds of things can go into it to build that fantastic vacation experience that they want. For the people that have never been on a cruise before, just like yourself, one of the nice things about a cruise vacation is that it can be as all-inclusive as you want it to be. Okay, with a cruise, what is included on the cruise? Okay, first of all, you've got your accommodations. Of course, it's a floating hotel. Okay, you're going to be experiencing different ports of call. So you get to go and sample different port cities, different countries. Okay, so you're going to wake up in a different country every day, basically. Almost all of your food is included. Every cruise line does it a little bit differently. Now, there are more than 30 cruise lines out there, and they're appealing to different clientele. Okay, you're going to have the base level at the entry level typically is going to be your Carnival cruise, and then it's going to go up from there in the level of luxury, all the way up to your absolute all-inclusive experiences known as Regent Seven Seas and Oceania cruises. Absolutely fabulous experiences.
So Carnival Cruise, and then what's the other popular one?
Other popular cruise lines are going to be Royal Caribbean International,
Okay.
Norwegian Cruise Line. Definitely family friendly is the Disney Cruise Line. Okay, there are all kinds of different experiences out there. You're going to have cruise lines that are appealing to the masses. Then they're going to start going up a little bit more. Because typically when you're appealing to the masses, your price point is going to be a little bit less, and you're going to, your experiences are going to be very, very broad and trying to appeal to so many different people. But then as you're going to start to go up into a little bit more of a premium product, and you're going to be narrowing that niche down into what they're offering and who their clientele are. And then you go up from there again to the luxury products. Not everybody that gets into a cruise wants to automatically go to that luxury cruise because they haven't experienced it before. Cruises, you can have a 3, 4, 5, 7 night cruise or longer. All the way into the luxury products that there are going to be around the world cruises that can go all the way out to 180 days.
So if I didn't want to go on a Carnival cruise, I want to go the next level up. What cruise line would that be?
Based on what you've told me already, I would absolutely be looking at Royal Caribbean or Norwegian Cruise Line for you. Okay, they have some amazing ships, and they have some amazing offerings on board. Because again, you get your accommodations, you get most all of your food included. A few of the ships do have a specialty restaurant that might have a slight upcharge to it, but you don't have to eat there. There's always going to be the dining room, there are always going to be the buffets, room service is included. Okay.
Now what
So-
about if you have children and you want to go to a club to one of the parties inside. Are there babysitting?
There are kids programs on board the ships, yes.
Okay.
And they're age appropriate. Okay, every cruise line does it a little bit differently in how they break out the ages, and some of them it's included, some of them it's an additional charge. So you just have to look at all of those different factors and figure it out, and that's one of the things that I do for you.
Okay, well, I'll be
Okay.
traveling with a small baby,
Okay.
3 months old, and
3
a
months
6-year-old, so.
Okay,
Well,
so,
by that time, he'll probably be like 6 months,
okay, 6 months, yeah,
7 months.
that's pretty much going to be the cutoff for most of the cruise lines. They don't allow the babies younger than that. So you really need to look at those kinds of things. And that's part of my process, as I'm sitting down and talking to the clients, figuring out all of the different aspects that come into it, layering in where you wanna go, what time of year you wanna go, all of these different things, and then I start the research and I figure it out. I also will layer on any promotions that might be out there.
You are awesome, okay? Because I'm looking for some promotions.
Okay. One of the things that so many people love to use the word deal, okay? And in my industry, it's not a word that we love to hear, because deal to you does not necessarily mean the same thing that it does to Chris,
Right.
or to me, or to anybody out on the street. And when somebody says, what are the best deals out there? What kinds of things are you looking for? What kind of value are you looking for? That's really what I'm looking for. In the promotions that I talk with all my clients and I share with my clients, it's always the value that they want, because it's not the same thing for everybody.
So what do you recommend as far as, the value for anyone looking to go on their first cruise? What are some things that they should look out for?
Well, it really comes down again to the things that you're looking for, and through the conversations that we have, we start to figure that out. I have clients that absolutely love to drink alcohol. Great, there are promotions out there to provide free beverage packages that will give you that alcohol. There are clients that don't want to drink alcohol. That's not a value for them.
Okay.
But they want to have free, maybe free gratuities taken care of for them. Or maybe they're looking for, a shore excursion to be taken care of for them. Or, they might be looking for onboard credit, some of those kinds of things that are included, but not necessarily what one customer wants and what a different one wants. So we're looking at that and layering all that in together to figure that out. Now, we also do, like I was talking about earlier, land vacations as well. So, I might have the conversation with you, and it might get to the point that you realize, well, maybe I don't want to do a cruise, maybe I want to do a land vacation. So then we're going through that whole process and figuring it all out, and then we can say, okay, this is what we think is going to be the best choice for you.
Okay, so listeners, Christopher, he plans land vacations as well. For those of you who get sick on the ship, you start getting scared, I've had that experience before, back and forth with thinking about going on a cruise vacation. Because I think crazy, like the boat's gonna sink, the ship's gonna sink, and oh God, just my luck. But I think I'm pretty sure this time that I want to go ahead and try a cruise vacation.
Fantastic.
Now, another thing is, cruising is nice, but also there's some hot spots that people go to for some of these resorts or things. People like to play golf, that's not me, but I like Miami, so, I like to be able to hang out in South Florida. What's some good things happening in South Florida? I mean, Chris, I want to spend 2 or 3 days down there just kicking it. What can I do in Miami?
Well, obviously there are the wonderful beaches that are there. Everybody loves to go to the beach, okay?
Yes.
South Beach has some great food and different entertainment opportunities. There's a lot of different things going on. Just a lot of different opportunities. It's it's not super short, but it's a short drive relatively down to the Keys. You could go down and explore some of those kinds of things as well.
So, are you knowledgeable on the best hotels to stay in? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I went to Miami Beach, my high school year. I had a great time, but when I was planning the trip, I absolutely wanted to stay at a hotel on the beach. And it was not a good experience at all. It wasn't like a 5-star hotel at all, And so I noticed that a lot of the hotels on the beach aren't 5-star.
Well,
it's
you know,
rare.
some of the properties have been there for a while and, you know, definitely need a little bit of
Yeah, it was
upgrade.
old property.
But many of them have been upgraded recently, you know, multi-million-dollar upgrades. I have not stayed at every single resort. I'm perfectly honest, I haven't done that. I have personally stayed at the Fontainebleau. I was there for a convention a few years back, and I really enjoyed it. It was right on the beach. It was fabulous. I've sent clients to Miami pre-cruise, and so I will look at all the different properties that are available. I'll, you know, definitely figure out which one is going to fit what their needs are, what their budget and their desires and all of that, and I'll make that recommendation for them.
I would like to do that, Miami pre-cruise. That
Mhm.
sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds really
I like that.
Now, Chris, talk a little bit about, okay, you were talking about the cruises and there's all-inclusive and then there's not inclusive. What's the difference? What happens inclusive, non-inclusive, and what does that mean?
Again, it breaks it down by the type of cruise company out there. You know, some of the cruise lines, you're paying for the cruise experience, and then you have to pay additional for things like beverages, pay additional for gratuities, pay additional for shore excursions. As you work your way up the luxury ladder, more and more of those things are included in the price. You pay one price, you step on board ship, and it's all there done for you, boom. Okay, so it really comes down to looking at each experience, and then what I like to do for my clients is also look at that all-inclusive product, and we look at some of the things and the differences, because even some of those all-inclusive luxury lines out there, they'll include things like airfare. So it really comes down, yes, there are some that do. So it really comes down to.
Get on the boat.
Yes, I just want to get on the boat.
You're either gonna pay it up front, or
Right.
you're gonna, you know, pay for your vacation, and then you're gonna be paying additional things once you're on board ship, is how it works out. So you look at apples to apples, you know, this is an all-inclusive vacation, or, you know, this is the, not quite all-inclusive, and you can add things to it to make it as inclusive as you want it to be.
Right.
Okay, so it really looks out after what you're looking for. Again, not all clientele want the alcohol, a lot of them do. You know, a lot of people wanna have that gratuity, they don't wanna have to worry about it, and so it's all taken care of. So some of the promotions out there right now, actually, for example, Norwegian has what they call freestyle choice. And with that, you can choose from 4 different things. You can choose the free beverage package, or the free dining package, which is taking care of the specialty restaurant upcharges. You can choose onboard credit or free gratuities. Any of those, that's your choice. You pick which offer you want, okay? And then, on top of that, until April 6th, they're throwing in, for the 3rd and 4th guest in your room, it's free, except for the taxes, that you pay the taxes. But your 1st and 2nd guest you pay for, your 2nd and 3rd is free. And this offer is valid on cruises into 2017. So all you do is you pay your deposit now, and then you have until 60 days prior to departure to pay it off.
And how much is the deposit? Is just the $10?
$250 per person.
Oh, great.
So
And
a
what about
cruise
for children?
for children, well, they're typically going to be considered your 3rd and 4th guest in the room. So if you're a family of 4, you've got the 2 kids, okay? Right now they're free, other than taxes. Everybody pays taxes. The government doesn't want to let that go.
Oh, yeah, Uncle Sam wants his money.
Exactly. But, you know, that's the type of promotion that's out there right now for Norwegian. And then Royal Caribbean has been having a fabulous promotion as well. Buy one, get the second one at half off. So, you know, your 2nd guest is half the price, and it makes it a wonderful way to do that.
So let me get this straight. You just need to book it.
To book it.
That's it.
You
So
put
know
your
any
deposit
month.
down.
Okay.
You put your deposit down. You get yourself the reservation, and then you have until 60 days prior to departure to get it paid for.
Oh my
So you
gosh.
pay $100 a month
Exactly.
and pay for your cruise.
All you do is when you're ready to make a payment, you call me up and you say, hey, Christopher, let's apply this amount of money to my balance. Boom, I do it for you.
Is anybody out there ready to book a cruise? Come
Well-
on now.
Well, I just got,
Those
I
are
just got a text that just came in, and looks like I need a family cruise, fit 7, help a brother out. 2 kids and 2 adults and 5 kids, LMBO. Well, I tell you what, if you really want to take that cruise, be the 3rd caller. No, I'm just playing. But no.
Well, for
when-
those of you who want to take a cruise, I like to ask one question. What are the top 3 places to cruise right now?
Okay.
popular?
It's a very interesting question because there are definitely top destinations that people go to. Now, the top destination for those who have never cruised before is the Caribbean. Okay, especially for those of us here east of the Mississippi,
Hello.
it's a very easy place to get to. You get down, there are multiple ports that you're going to go to that you can get to the Caribbean. Okay.
Okay, put that on your list, listeners.
Okay.
The Caribbean.
All right, and doing the Caribbean, there are 3 ways to do the Caribbean, okay? There's the Western Caribbean, which is typically gonna have Mexico, Cozumel included in that itinerary, Grand Cayman, Belize, Roatan, those kinds of destinations, okay? Then there's gonna be the Eastern Caribbean,
Yeah, man.
and the Eastern Caribbean is going to have St. Thomas, St. Martin, Puerto Rico, those kinds of places.
Boricua.
All right, and then there's the Southern Caribbean. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Southern Caribbean. Typically, you're going to do the Southern Caribbean from Puerto Rico, and then you're going to go down. You're going to see Aruba and some of those other wonderful places. Okay, so those are the 3 typical areas in the Caribbean, and that's your typical first cruising experience for people. Okay, after that, people are going to start to expand their cruising horizons, and they might go to the Mediterranean.
Okay.
Or they might go to Hawaii or Alaska. Okay, so those are typically the next places people are gonna go. Alaska is a huge bucket list item for a lot of people. Now, it's a very different experience than going to the Caribbean. You know,
Yes.
it's not a bikinis and swim trunks all the time kind of a vacation, but it's oh my goodness, it's beautiful and it's God's country. I mean, it's just, you just see the hand of God all over the place in everything that you look at up there. It's gorgeous.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know we've gone a little over, we gotta pay some bills here, but, you know, we just wanna let everyone know that, we wanna thank our sponsors, WebSource International, providing custom technology solutions for businesses, and also like to thank Damera Marketing. If you need a brand or you need to get branded, you need to go visit www.dameramarketing.com.
And let's not forget Bedroom Candy by Damera. Bedroom Candy sponsors. We do all kind of parties, women parties, and it's a line of luxury for couples. So, you know, it's great for your next cruise. You can take it on a romantic trip for you and your partner to enjoy. Check out Bedroom Candy by Damera.com.
Okay, so we'll see everyone back here, gonna listen to some nice cool jazz, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you for visiting with us on Indy Talking the Town. We're listening to.
Okay.
You're listening to Kim Waters and
All right.
Nightfall.
Turn it up.
Yeah. Can't hear that. There you go.
Kim Waters. Kim Waters Nightfall. Okay, I like that.
I was getting ready. I thought you was getting ready to ask me what we did to listen to.
Yeah, I know.
I'll announce it on the
Yeah.
when we come back. Listen to Kim Waters and called Nightfall. I was like, you imagine yourself selling what I was listening to?
I was getting ready to say, we are cruising into.
Yes, we can say that.
Cruises.
All right.
She put y'all doing
That's
outstanding. Aw.
All right.
I'm going to let you.
Yep. How much longer on this song?
Oh, we got 3 minutes and 27 seconds.
Okay.
You want to?
When you get down to 27 seconds, let me know. We're just doing one song.
Okay. I'll let you know.
We got more things to talk about.
Okay.
Come on now. Chris just getting warm up. Oh. How you feeling, Chris? You thinking a lot of stuff? Drink some water, man. Don't
I'm fine,
hyperventilate.
no.
Do y'all need any more water? Or?
Yeah, grab a couple more if you could.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
I might need to use you for it, but
I'll be happy to help you.
cruise trip.
Yeah. That's what he's here for.
I'm happy to help you.
Except I don't know about cruises with me. I've never been on one, so I don't know how.
It's about time.
But
There you go. Yeah, he was one of our interns, and now he's just starting out. He's an engineer now. So he's working I think like 4 or 5 of the shows here, and it's really exciting to see him grow. Not knowing what he wants to do, and then when he's in college, learning stuff, and now when he gets in here, he even has his own show now. So he broadcasts on the Faithcast, which is a religious
Okay.
network. So that's pretty
you
good.
got one, bro?
Very cool.
Oh, yes, I do. Thank
That
you. No, it's cool. It's
Oh.
cool. Thank you.
I really like this because, everybody in the group, I was talking to Christine, I was talking to Michelle, one thing that's not happening is that they're not reaching more, they're just in their friends and family network. And, when I looked at this, we reach 347,000 people. And when people are listening, and that's not only people here, it's people around the country are listening. So I want to make sure that they get your contact information, website, where they have to go to. And, something like your Facebook page while you're talking. Just say, hey, go to my Facebook page. Hey, you want to do a cruise? Hey, contact me now. And then,
Can I do that this time?
Yeah. So what I'm getting at is just that whatever
How
things that
many
we can
people does
do
it say is listening?
to
You got viewers is 4, peak is 48.
What? Okay.
Okay, let's go 48.
You are at 27 seconds.
All right.
The music is going down,
Okay.
and I'll tell you when.
So
I'll
whenever,
let you know
like I
when.
said, we'll segue into that.
Okay.
Okay, we are at 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10,
You got the music?
9, 8. All right. Ready? Go.
Hey everyone, that was Kim Waters' Nightfall. Didn't you imagine yourself cruising on the ship, listening to that song? I know I was, they had to wake me up.
I was on the Lido deck.
Really, Chris?
You know what the Lido deck is?
No.
It's
what's
way
that?
up there in the back.
Right. So hi, Christopher.
Well, hello.
Cruise planners.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
You are fabulous. I'm so happy to have you here. Like,
Thank you.
God answers prayers so fast. I promise you. I was up this morning thinking about going on a cruise, and here you are. Like, that's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, you going somewhere, right?
Nah, I can't talk too much about it. My wife did something and planned something, and yes, I'm going on a cruise.
Where are you going?
Well, we're going to do, go to the Bahamas and then St. Thomas Virgin Islands and San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Turks and Caicos. We did that a couple years ago. It's our anniversary, but my wife, she just did what she did, and oh well. But at least we're going somewhere.
You're a lucky guy.
Well, I know, and you know what? She paid for it.
Oh, you got
I got
paid for it, right?
trifecta. Oh, ding, ding. So I said, okay, baby, that's what you want to do. I'll show up. I'll be there.
That's even better when
There
you
you
can
go.
have a trip paid
Oh,
for.
my
And
gosh.
Mama, if you're out there listening, I want to send a shout out to my hardworking mother, Kenise Gilbert. I called her this morning and told her I was going to bless her, be a wonderful daughter, and bless her with a cruise trip. So I'm ready. You ready to go, Mom?
Hey, but you know what? As we're talking about the cruise and everything here, for all you listeners out there, you know, you might want to get in contact with Christopher Lingren. I've known him for a couple of years. We worked in a networking group called Others First. It's out in Fishers, Indiana. And, you know, we have a little credo that we say before we get started there, everything. It says, "We will." I just lost my mind.
Strive to make a difference.
Strive to make a difference in the lives that we live, work, and play. We will, you know, run our businesses in a God-honoring and an effective manner, and we will treat our business owners with respect and help them build their businesses. And with that last one, I mean, I truly believe that if we treat people with respect and show them how much we care and help them build their businesses, I think everyone can succeed. So with Christopher being here, Christopher, how can people contact you, get in contact with you, follow you? I mean, where are you in this stratosphere?
Okay, well, thank you for that, Chris. You know, it has been a pleasure to know you for the last couple of years as well. To connect with me, you know, there are several ways, and I would absolutely love it if everybody out there would like my Facebook page. That's the first thing. My Facebook page is Cruise Planners. I Can Show You the World Travel. So if you go out to facebook.com and then the / show you the world, that's my page. So I would love it if you would like my page. That would be awesome. I'm on Twitter. My handle there is CP_show the world. I'm on Pinterest for all those that love to be on Pinterest. And that's also Show You the World. And then I have my website. Actually, I have two websites. They are linked together in different ways. I Can Show You the World Travel.com, and I Can Show You the World Cruises.com. And so, you know, as you said, you had somebody texting in, you know, help a brother out, and, you know, let's put in some
Help a brother
information.
out and a sister too.
That's right. You can go to my website and you can put in, you know, to request a quote, or you can do it straight from the Facebook page. There's a Book Now button right up at the top. And you can put that information in and, you know, put in the information about yourself and your family, and I can start that process. We can connect together either on the phone, or if you're local, we can set an appointment and connect in person and sit down and talk about what you're looking for in your vacation experience, whether it's a cruise or it's on land. Because we do sell land vacations all over the world, and, you know, whether it's an all-inclusive resort, or maybe it's a guy's golf getaway, or a girlfriend's getaway, or maybe even you love, and you're a marathoner, and you love the different marathons by Disney at the Walt Disney World Resort or the Disneyland Resort. There are 8 marathons each year, and I personally am a participating travel provider for Run Disney. There are only 10 of us out there that are not actually Disney, the company, selling the marathons. And I've got the Disneyland Marathon. There are still some spaces available for that. So, you know, with Run Disney, the marathoners that do this, they're absolutely avid runners. They love to do it. But the marathons on Run Disney, when they open them up to sell, guess what? They sell out in typically less than 2 hours. Okay? And I have the opportunity to do a pre-sale. So I can sell these guaranteed entry bibs for the marathoners, and I can help people do that. And so the Disneyland Marathon coming up in September, I've still got a few spaces available for that. Run Disney is completely sold out. Well, we sell travel packages, so there are different marathons. At the Disneyland Resort, they have their half marathon, they have the 10K, and they have the 5K. And then they have what's called the Dumbo Double Dare, which is doing the half marathon and the 10K together.
Okay.
And that one's already sold out. But I still have some 10Ks, I still have some halves, and I still have some 5Ks. And starting tomorrow, March 3rd, the Disney Wine and Dine half marathon at Walt Disney World this November goes on sale. So I can hook people up with that.
Right.
And then coming up soon, I'm going to have the Avengers Superheroes half marathon. Pretty soon I'll have the Star Wars half marathon and the Walt Disney World half marathon. All kinds of different things are coming up. So, you know, that's out on my page as well. I would love to help people with that.
Well, I think that would be great. You know, one thing I thought about is that people want to get away, and they want to find a way to just enjoy their life. We always think that when people take cruises, it has to be you know, that people get married, or, you know, it's just their anniversary or anything like that. But cruises happen all the time.
Oh, all the time. There are ships sailing every single week of the year. They're sailing all over the world.
Isn't
and
it, like spring break is coming up shortly?
Spring break is coming up very shortly, absolutely, and there's still possibilities.
Okay, and here's one question I have. Now, if you do take a cruise, and let's just say there's, the weather is a factor, because I know there's hurricane season, isn't that true in the Caribbean?
That is true.
Okay, what happens with that? I mean, how does cruise planners help people during maybe that type of season where it can be inclement weather?
Okay, well, one of the nice things about a cruise vacation versus a land vacation is the cruise ship is mobile. And so that mobility allows the ship to reroute. You know, your crew is constantly keeping track of the weather and always knows what's coming. And so they're able to reroute the ships if necessary to save their passengers from having a bad experience. They're gonna do everything they can. If they have to change the ports out and go somewhere else, they're absolutely gonna do that. You can't do that when you're at a land vacation and, you know, at a resort and here
Right.
comes the storm. You're gonna hunker down and be stuck in your room.
So if you're in New Orleans and a hurricane's coming, and it's just like, you know, kiss a good, no. Okay. No, but I think what you're saying is just that by being on the cruise, all the accommodations are there.
Absolutely.
Now, is it better to be on the lower level, or the mid-level, or the upper level? I mean, people are saying, well, you know, it's not as rocky, or it is rocky, or it's stable, or, I mean, are those myths, or those, you know, what happens with that?
Well, you know, there are a few pieces of reality to it, absolutely, when you're looking at the engineering of a ship. You know, certainly the front of the ship is going to be dealing with the wave action a little bit, the back of the ship is gonna be dealing with it a little bit. The midship is honestly the best place to be. When you think of a ship as a fulcrum, you know, that stability is gonna be in the midship area, okay?
Okay.
But, you know, upper and lower decks, it really just kind of depends on personal preference, because the ship isn't rocking back and forth, you know, from side to side.
Right.
It's only gonna be a little bit of rocking action as it's hitting the waves and going straight, you know, straight forward. And so it's really personal preference, and it's based on availability. You know, oftentimes the lower decks are going to have what's called just an ocean view room, where it's just a window looking out to the outside world, whereas the balconies are gonna be up higher.
Right.
So typically, it's really what the clientele wants. You know, if they want that balcony space, you know, it depends on what's available on the ship and where we can place them.
Okay, yeah, because I know when I took my first cruise a couple of years ago, you know, there was a track, man, they were playing basketball, there's swimming pools everywhere, there's big jumbo slides and things going on
Oh,
around.
absolutely. You know, some of the
Casino, there's a casino or three in there.
it depends on the line, you know.
Dance rooms, I mean, there was so much, and it really took, and it was a 7-day cruise, and that's what I was gonna ask you. You know, if people aren't sure, should they do just get their feet wet with a 3-day, or maybe a 5-day, or a 7? I mean, what do you recommend to people?
You know, that is absolutely a good question, because there are a lot of different answers that you could go with that. You know, it kind of depends. If somebody is absolutely unsure, I'm pretty much going to recommend a 3 or a 4 night, just to get their feet wet. Absolutely, you just never know. But you know,
But a
as
3-night, wouldn't that feel like that would only feel like 2 nights or a night?
You're right. I mean, I personally believe that. And you know, my very first cruise was a 3-night cruise, and I felt like I was getting off already. You know, it's time to leave the ship.
Yeah, and
It
then
was
like
so
a 7-day cruise to me seems like forever. It's like, am I gonna get sick on the ship? Am I gonna be homesick? Is that too long? Like,
You know, it's so fun, because my wife can come with me every so often. Now we have younger kids at home, so she can't go on every trip that I go on. But I did take her on her very first cruise. Was a